Welcome to Gorilla Position, the one and only Trish Stratus.
Hi, how are you?
I'm very well. How are you?
Welcome to my city.
Hometown hero.
Well, so they say.
There you go. Is it awesome to have a big WWE pay-per-view in Toronto and you making a big return?
Is
it must
it
be
awesome?
Pretty special.
Yes, it's so awesome. It's so special. It's like it's the perfect. Everything is like the perfect mix for a perfect ending for me. Do you know what I mean?
And that storybook ending, was it sort of planned way in advance, the fact that SummerSlam was going to be in Toronto? Did the stars align quite last minute? How did it come about?
The stars were already aligned. It just took a minute to capture it and realize that this needed to happen and to have this happen. So, I mean, for we've got Charlotte Flair. She's the best of her generation. It's in Toronto. SummerSlam's our second biggest pay-per-view of the year. It's just like everything is perfect for me to step in and do this. And I feel like it feels like a nice moment of finality for me.
And is it something that you pushed for, or did you get a call from Vince going, Trish?
Well, yes, Vince was very much behind this, but we had been talking. We knew that in some capacity there was going to be some Stratusfaction at SummerSlam, so it was just a matter of finding what it was. And I don't know if we expected, like, if we knew we'd end up in this amazing singles competition.
Yeah.
But it felt like the right thing to do.
And are you, I mean, very basic question, but are you excited for Sunday night? Because I imagine, especially as you're not in the ring very often, the last time was Evolution, right? In October.
Yeah. I mean, so we say Evolution. Royal Rumble came back. Evolution, I came back.
Course. Yeah,
right.
yeah.
So I've been, but it's dabbling, right? It's very different.
Dabbling.
Have it at singles match if you want to talk numbers. Lots of sounds for you, huh? I can just wait till that boat goes by.
Come on, please.
Right?
It's all right. I think audio's
You're
all
okay?
right.
Okay,
Yeah,
wow.
I think we're good.
I haven't been in singles competition for 8 years and 2 children later. So that's where we're at.
Wow.
Right?
Okay.
So I thrive on challenge.
Well, I might change my question then.
Okay,
Are you nervous for Sunday?
Having said that, I'm not. I've done everything I can to prepare for this moment. I'm so thankful for my body and this muscle memory thing that has kicked in. And I'm watching my tape back, and it's funny because my brain was a little bit behind my body, and what I mean by that is I'd watch the tape, or I'd do the moves, and I'd kind of be like, I don't know, how did that feel? And everyone's like, amazing. I look at the film, I'm like, oh my gosh. So it's like, it's still there, and it's really, it's great. And I've kept up my, not wrestling training, of course, I don't get in the ring daily, but my yoga has been a huge part, just to be able to have that agility and that flexibility and be able to do these movements. It's been a great journey, and it's like just something that it's been really tapping into a special place for me, and just igniting a fire inside. And so I'm excited to bring it on Sunday, and just I'm to prove to myself, like, what can I bring?
And is this definitely the final match? Is this your last outing in a WWE ring?
I say this because I don't think you can have a more perfect scenario. Just like with my retirement, it was a storybook ending. It really was. To have in Toronto with my bestie, it was just perfect, and it was something that Vince even called. Like, I was supposed to retire earlier in the year, and he called it. He said, "There's no better place to have your end matches here." And it was the same thing with this scenario. I mean, I don't know if I'd be like, Vince, we need to do this in Dallas, Texas. Like, it just wouldn't make sense. You know what I mean?
No.
It makes sense here. I think it's gorgeous. The moment is so special, and I just don't think anything else can top it. I really wouldn't want to touch that moment almost.
That's fair enough.
Yeah.
And so when you left the business, going from being on the road, all year round, matches 5 nights a week, whatever it is. I remember Steve Austin, when he left, he said it took him 3 years to get the business out of his system. When you left, did you sort of struggle not to be in the spotlight and just to sort of become, I guess, more of a regular person again?
I think the interesting thing is like, and I was just talking about this, I've done all this media, and like this week it's been obviously just all the mainstream medias, and they're all like, hey Trish, like, so what I was lucky is being, like you said, hometown hero, but I have a hometown which is a country, Canada, and they've embraced like everything. And so all the news outlets who embraced my journey in WWE, when I retired, they were sort of like interested, like, what's next? I opened a yoga studio, they came to the opening, they covered it, it was a story for them, and so and my movie premiere, when that came out, it was well covered and documented. So I've never really had a chance to really necessarily step out of the spotlight. It's just in a different capacity. It's always been a part of my life. I definitely got into my business and then took off the hat for a little bit while I delve into my business, for sure. But it's always been there, and I make that joke saying, like, one day when I retire from being Trish Stratus, that's what it has to end up being,
It's just,
it's still here. Here we are. Like,
absolutely.
It'll be 20 years in March that I was with the WWE.
Wow.
And the media being part of that and supporting me and being entirely with me this whole way. So it's been kind of cool. I'm blessed.
So you're blessed with children as well.
I am, yes.
How would you feel if they wanted to become wrestlers?
I would support anything they'd like to do. I'd have to give them some tips. and you know,
I would hope you would.
I'd give them a few tips here and there.
One or two.
I never would want to squash my child's dreams. If that's what they dreamed and they desired, of course, I would definitely support it. But yeah, I'd have to just, open their eyes to a few things and make sure they made the right decision.
Would you say it's a tough business?
It's a tough business, absolutely. I mean, only a handful of people in this world can do what we do.
Yep.
So you got to think about that. And it's a tough life. It's a very tough life. You're on the road. You sacrifice a lot of things. I mean, I missed a lot of my friends' children being born. I missed weddings. I missed a lot of things, but it was worth the sacrifice. And it was something that, I was following my passion. So it's nothing I would have never, change the route.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a tough life for sure. And that's something I would definitely make them aware of for sure. Because that's the part people don't see, that the behind the scenes stuff.
Yeah.
And
finally, you say you've been watching back tapes. What matches have you been watching back? What's your favourite match to watch back?
Oh, for Charlotte, you mean? What I've been seeing? Charlotte, I've just been watching all her matches. Like, even went back to some NXT matches and just seeing some of her stuff. I've actually been watching some Steamboat and Flair stuff just to
have you?
Just to see some classic stuff.
Are you going to get a classic on Sunday?
You're going to get a classic on Sunday.
Awesome.
That's a guarantee.
That's what I want.
But yeah, it's going to be. I think you guys are going to be pleased. I think it's going to be a good match. I think it's such a unique setup. Two of the most decorated females in WWE facing off. I mean, it feels very Rock Hogan in my mind.
There you go.
And I was there. It was WrestleMania 18, and I was right after them, unfortunately. But boy, that feel was something I'll never forget. It was something special, and I'm hoping we can give the crowd that same memorable feeling.
I'm sure you will. I can't wait.
I'll do my best.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.